Welcome to the It's in Queens podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Simmons, and this is the only podcast that focuses on Queens. This podcast is brought to you by the Queens Economic Development Corporation and the Queens Tourism Council. They work tirelessly to showcase Queens as a destination filled with exceptional experiences, cultural gems, and opportunities for everyone who lives here, works here, or visits from near or far. School's out, the sun is shining, and summer has officially arrived. For families across Queens, that means that kids are looking for ways to fill their days with adventure and discovery. Instead of packing your bags up for a far-flung getaway, why not make this the year of the ultimate staycation? Queens is bursting with opportunities right in your own backyard to keep children engaged, learning, and having fun all summer long. From world-class museums and vibrant parks to hands-on workshops and multicultural festivals, there is no shortage of activities to explore. But summer is not just about having fun. It's also a crucial time to keep young minds active and prevent the summer slide, when academic skills can slip during the break. This is a season of learning. Make it that. Mix educational activities with your adventures. Try science experiments at home. Explore historical sites around the borough. Encourage your kids to document their experiences in a summer journal. Every outing can be a chance to spark curiosity and build new skills. And since we're talking about education, this week I want to spotlight an extraordinary Queens teacher who's making a real difference in the lives of her students. Alanna O'Donnell, a special education teacher at the Robin Sue Ward School for Exceptional Children, was recently named one of 6 grand prize winners of the 2025 Flag Award for Teaching Excellence. She's got a novel approach, and I can't wait to share this interview with you. So let's get to that interview. Alanna O'Donnell, welcome to the It's in Queens podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeff. I'm excited to be with you today.
So congratulations on being named one of this year's grand prize winners of the Flag Award for Teaching Excellence. When you first learned you had won, what went through your mind?
I had no idea what was happening because they played a big joke on me.
What was the joke?
It was, oh, we're here to celebrate the end of the school year with the superintendent of special education. And then the principal said, oh, but sometimes I might be fibbing to you. We're actually here to honor a teacher. And I was like, oh, somebody's retiring. And he said, let's just roll the film. And it was my face up on this giant screen. And I was, this is happening. Oh, okay. So I immediately went to crying mode. But the kids were amazing, screaming, my name and screaming, chicken lady.
And those were good tears.
Yes, they were happy tears. And I was in such shock. I think there are 100 pictures of me with my mouth wide open, like, huh? So it was the most unexpected because I really did think I bombed the interview process.
So you have created an inspiring learning environment with the Urban Farm at P177Q. What inspired you to bring chickens and agriculture to your classroom, to your special education classroom?
I've been working with New York Ag in the classroom for a while, and I saw all these general education students doing these amazing things outside of the classroom and having these experiences that my students weren't afforded. So this grant opportunity came up through Ag in the classroom, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to ask my principal and see what he says. He said, chickens? I said, yeah, chickens. Let's do it. And it just, it was so natural in the process of, can my kids do this? I don't know. Can I do this? I don't know. But let's give it a shot because, again, a lot of our students don't get those opportunities, don't have those hands-on experiences. And I really thought if I wanted to be a successful teacher, I needed to change the way I was teaching.
So walk me through what a typical day looks like for you and your students on the farm and how these responsibilities help build skills like empathy and independence.
We're out on the farm at about 9 a.m. First thing, breakfast. We have breakfast, then we go out and we take the coop first. So we clean the coop. For example, we are taking out the garbage, mucking the coop, cleaning up chicken poop, changing hay, replenishing water, redoing the food, excuse me, emptying old food, replacing it with new food. Each student has a task. Some might be better at one task than another, but we meet the student where they're at. Some students can do all the tasks in the chicken coop. Some can only do one, but we try to meet them where they are. And they're all transferable to home. Sweeping, taking out the trash, scrubbing the chicken bowls and the waterers so that these are things, I mean, most families don't have chicken coops at home, but they can wash dishes. They certainly can wash dishes. And then we move on to the farm where they take the chickens. One of the students leads them to the farm, and we let them free range for an hour, sometimes more than that. And the students will break the leaves, they will turn the soil if need be, and harvest anything that we have. And sometimes, yesterday, we just harvested all our garlic. Our garlics had been growing since October. So today, we replaced the garlic with squash. So hopefully we'll have a good squash turnout, but we have quite a variety of vegetables and fruits growing out on the farm.
And you mentioned that they start off with breakfast. I'm assuming there's eggs involved.
Sometimes.
Okay. So your students also help design a curriculum to support agricultural businesses in hiring individuals with disabilities. Talk a little about that and the collaboration.
So it's called the Right Stuff Project. And what we did was we designed our curriculum with the chickens and anything we did with the farm, watching the students and giving them hand over hand instruction to start, and then picture cards that showed their tasks. But we started to notice that the students were adding things to their routine. So whether that was unscrewing the cap for the waterer, that's a whole nother project in and of itself. Some kids can't twist those things. So what we did was we created these step-by-step initiatives that farmers and agricultural businesses could use in order to create jobs for people with disabilities. And we used the children, the students thinking, and we just typed it up. So one student might have created 15 steps to get the garbage out of the garbage can. But that's 15 steps where that student did the work. We just watched and we wrote it up for them. And we used their pictures and their actual actions, and we made an infomercial, a very 70s-esque infomercial with our music teacher helped them write a song. And we presented in front of over, I think there were 300 people there. And we came in the top 8, which was very exciting. But one of the reasons I wanted to do it was a lot of our parents have been told that this is the best that your son or daughter is going to be. And imagine hearing that your whole life, your child's whole life, and they got to stand up in front of all these gen ed adults and students, and they used their devices and they were spontaneous and there was minimal stimming and not as much, popping around or barking out sounds. It was, I mean, there wasn't a dry eye in the house after we went on, but to come in the top 8, and it was again, we got to travel to Ithaca together. The parents got to come. Parents were crying and screaming. We all had matching shirts on that said the right stuff on them.
That's great.
And, I actually got a call from a professor at Queens College that was willing to help us really make this a reality. So we're trying to develop a little bit more there with that because they saw our video and they thought it was fantastic. So really, I think giving our students opportunities and and we'll take the bull by the horns. One of our fathers said, "It's the chance, you knock on the door, Miss O. We're here to help you kick it down."
That's fantastic. And that leads me to the next question because beyond the farm, you teach vital life skills like financial literacy and shopping. Why are these kind of practical lessons so important to you and to your students' futures?
I think one of the big things that we're trying to teach our students is patience and tolerance. And I know that might sound, normal to you and I, but sometimes our students see something and they want it right then and there. But they can't have it. And we are teaching them that you have to have money to purchase the item. We go to the farmers market at the Queens County farm, and oh, they want all the things. They want everything. They don't have the money. You can't buy it. So ensuring that when parents take them to the store or out to an amusement park, they can't have the stuffed banana that they want for the prize. You have to learn how to wait. But going back to the financial literacy, our students are running a business. When we sell our eggs, they know that that $5 goes in a certain envelope and it's for you don't have cash for your eggs. Sorry, Miss O does not have a Apple Pay for for egg purchases. But they also know how to use a debit card and a credit card. They use mine and they all know my PIN.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We buy food for the chickens. They know how to do these things. They're learning how to do these things.
So another thing that I just find so wonderful is that during the pandemic, you launched what's called the Pink Ladies. Talk a little about this social group for current and former students, what the group means to you and to the young women involved.
So the Pink Ladies, I'm actually having lunch at Campania tomorrow with the ladies. Um, I started it because during the pandemic, we started to notice that a lot of the girls would linger on camera after. And there was just this loneliness. And we were all lonely. It was just this feeling of like what's happening to the world around us. So we started doing Zumba every Thursday, and we've just maintained the group. We talk about boys, we talk about movies, we talk about music. Sometimes we don't talk at all. But I guess 2 years ago, my grandmother turned 100 and she passed away. And these girls text me every day, called me every day for 2 weeks. Something that you would think your friends would do.
Yeah.
And they did, they did. But these girls, we love Nanny. We love Nanny. She's with God, or she's in heaven, or whatever they believed in. And it was such a touching thing that we had crossed over into we're more than teacher student. There's a friendship, and I really wanted them to know that there would always be someone for them no matter what. And their parents know that. Their parents know that they can text Miss O and see what's going on, or they're sad. We just need to talk to Miss O. And they do that. They're allowed to do that. It's okay by me.
You know, you're taking me back because I'm thinking of why I remember Mrs. Rapinski, my science teacher, decades and decades ago, about why she resonates, why I continue to think about her, and it's because of that connection and how much she cared about us as students and as people. So I want to come back to the award because I would really love to know what this award means to you, but also to the students and the community, and how you plan to use the grant for your school.
It was it's the highest honor I've ever received in my life. I mean, to be recognized by people who aren't in the field of education that saw value in my work. And I've said this before, I won no matter what because a parent nominated me. And when a parent sees that what you're doing makes a difference in their child's life, you win. But to have these individuals who so generously took the time and their own money to support someone like me and saw the value in what we were doing is mind blowing. And I'm still like on cloud nine, like walking through the day, like, but with the $10,000 grant that the award that we got for the school, it's kind of funny that I'm on my first podcast. We actually wanted to start that was our theme was to start our own podcast with the students, allowing them, but it based on, I don't know if you've ever heard of the term, oh gosh, now it escapes me. Homesteading.
Okay, okay, it's new to me.
So basically small family farms.
Oh, yes.
So we wanted to call ours school steading, based using that kind of thing, and have the students engage with their devices or with verbal communication, dance, art, all of those things, but base it all around our farm and what we're doing. Get guests on, engage the students with other people because students with disabilities, it's challenging sometimes to engage with other people. There's a fear and there's, anxiousness, but so we're looking at starting and we've already got a name.
And so you're, of course, sharing with me that I'm now going to have a competitor to the It's in Queens podcast. Well, I'm going to have to let our Rob Mackay from the Queens Tourism Council know that. But before I let you go, please,
Yes.
for our listeners who want to support you, support your work, find out more about this, how can they do that?
Well, we actually have our own Instagram page. It's called uh it's at 177 Flock O Chicks. And we do 2 actual cleanups of our farm every year. So when we have our official dates, I'd love to send them to you and we could share them out and we could get people down and help us out because it is a lot of work and it can get tiring. Getting volunteers on a Saturday can be very difficult.
But at the same time, this sounds like an activity I could see that volunteers will, come out of the woodwork, that they would want to do something like this. It's very engaging and it's also supporting a good cause. It's supporting something good.
Yes, it's kindness matters. And when you see our kids, if you go to the Instagram page and you'll understand why kindness matters and that volunteerism is super important.
Wow. Alanna O'Donnell, I want to thank you so much for spending this much time with us here on the It's in Queens podcast.
Thank you so much. This was a pleasure.
So as you plan your summer in Queens, remember it's not just about keeping kids busy. It's about giving them opportunities to learn, grow, and thrive. Inspired by educators like Alanna O'Donnell, who shows us what's possible when we invest in our communities. Now, if you're looking for something else to do this month or next, we have you covered. That is where Rob Mackay comes in. He's with the Queens Economic Development Corporation and the Queens Tourism Council. And each week he highlights several of the more exciting events happening in Queens. Here's this week's report.
Hi, Jeff. Well, July 4th is coming, and for many New Yorkers, that means the Nathan's Famous International Hot Dog Eating Contest out in Coney Island, where last year the winner, Patrick Bertoletti, ate 58 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. But of course, that's just gross. In Queens, where we have grace, class, and sophistication, we have a completely different kind of eating contest. Filomena's, which is a fantastic pizzeria in Sunnyside, is going to host its second annual pizza eating contest on July 4th at 1:45 p.m. This is a civilized competition where 5 eaters try to eat a pizza pie as fast as possible. There's no vomiting, there's no indigestion. To give you an idea, last year Jacob DiStefano he won first place because he ate an 18-inch pepperoni pizza in 24 minutes and 23 seconds. So if anyone would like to come out and watch a civilized eating contest, or maybe even enjoy some of the incredible pizza at Filomena's, I would suggest that. He's famous for his light fermented dough that's really easy to digest, and he has all kinds of fun toppings, including hot honey and pepperoni and all that. Filomena's is at 4116 Queens Boulevard. Jeff, I hope to see you there, but I'm not going to challenge you to a competition. All right, bye.
Thanks, Rob. That's just a sample of all that's happening in Queens. Remember, the place to go to discover and explore everything else that's on the horizon is so easy to remember. It's at the It's in Queens website at itsinqueens.com. And if you're interested in more business news, how to help your business or friends, well, make a point to visit the Queens Economic Development Corporation's website at queensny.org. And when you're there, and when you visit the itsinqueens.com website, sign up for their newsletters. You'll get notified right in your inbox about opportunities. And when you visit any place in Queens this summer, snap a photo or two and share them with us. Make sure to use the hashtag #It'sInQueens when you post on Instagram or X, because your photo could become our photo of the week. I'm your host, Jeff Simmons, and that's it for this week's It's in Queens podcast.